Welcome, fellow travelers. Mod Maven here, and I'm happy to bring you a review of this beautiful paradise planet. We're here in the Euclid galaxy in a Viking Tier 3 economy, ready to see why you should come explore and maybe even drop a base. We'll dig into what makes this planet and system special, and finally give it a vibe score. Let's get to it! Alright, as we start to check this one out, we're calling it Bluegrass Beauty for this great blue grass under our feet, coming up into some lovely blue sky. Nice ring planet there as well for us to check out at night. Also to check out at night are these awesome, huge, pinwheel glowing, I call them glow palms. They have a different name depending on who you ask, but they are just awesome, super big and glow at night. We'll check out those a little bit later. But also in our Flora here, we do have some great little purple and turquoise bushes sprinkled throughout to complement the blue color of this grass and blue sky. Some purples as well in these kind of more maple looking trees and oak looking trees. So a great variety here in our Flora, and some very dense forests really. As you kind of look across there, you can kind of tell that we've got some pretty dense forests. If we flip over to Fauna, there's a couple, well, we just saw one jumping through there. Those are those ones, see, that'll jump through and they'll glow at night as well. So we may see those again too. One I really wanted to highlight, a couple were a little sock puppet guy that we'll try to find, and also a furry Sid. Alright, so we found our sock puppet friend here. He's got some eyeballs sticking way out. Not sure what's going on with that. The other gender of this has kind of a frilled look to it on the head, so a little bit different look. So these are pretty fun in a nice kind of blue and reddish brown there. A lot of fun to have jumping around behind you as a companion. Can't really ride these, but they're still pretty fun. As we look across our orange water there, we are seeing some of our flyers. Those really look great at night as they're kind of like a ghostly wings against the sky. So we'll keep looking here. We're gonna find our Sid. Oh, I think we got one. These ones are furry. Look at him. He's checking everything out. Let's see if we can get him. Oh, here we go. All right. Yeah, looking good. Sunset in the background. Oh, yeah. Looking great. Check out that fur. He's got a little like mohawk kind of thing going on. Nice. Here's our furry Sid. Looking good. All right, we're going first person for this night view. I just had to show this to you guys. As you see the tail there of one of the guys that scoots across the landscape, and then we have these white winged flyers at night, and really the blue grass is really looking good too here at night, kind of a ghostly blue. We got our purples, but of course these huge massive glow palms glowing green and pulsing at night. Really looks great. As we're enjoying our night views here, I wanted to switch over and talk about the resources available for this planet. For this one, we have starbulb, copper, paraffinium, and silver, fairly typical things for a paradise planet. As far as weather, you're not going to have any storms on a paradise planet. Also, sentinels are only going to be like in a secure building, so you can gather as many resources as you want. Okay, I wanted to give a flyover and kind of topography view. We've seen this orange water in our previous little look at the planet here so far, but a good mix here with our blue grass, our big glow palms. Some of these kind of caves and water waves cut through the terrain here, but really not a lot of larger prominent mountains or anything like that, or columns. So this is really more about some of these sort of catacombs, as you can see here, kind of cut through some of the terrain. And the rest of it, though, broken up by a lot of water, a lot of this orange water that looks pretty nice. And then we've got some of our islands and this gray rock, pretty predominant on this one, really. Not as pleasant to build on, but breaks it up nicely. We'll do a short flyby here of our system freighter as we take a look at it. Kind of a yellow and black look to this one as we turn towards the rest of the planets. I'll put these up on screen so you can take a look as we're talking about them. So let's start out here with a marshy planet. Now this is the ringed planet that we saw in the sky earlier. This one's pretty nice. It has bluegrass, kind of those big swamp trees with the huge trunks. It does have high sentinels though, and it does offer some cobalt if you want to go pick that up and flip that and make some money. Next one to check out is an abandoned one. Now this one has a bunch of mountains, super mountainous on this one. These huge kind of mushroom clusters grabbing onto the side of the mountains. There's a bit of a fog going on the sides of the mountains. You do have cobalt on this abandoned one if you want to go grab some of that as well. So the next one up is a life incompatible planet. This one is snowy and it has that same sort of dark night or day feel to it, very otherworldly. Another one we want to talk about is a frozen moon. Now this one's pretty cool. It has kind of a twisted mineral formation. It's kind of icy. You'll see in the video here. It has some flying sandworms and also some high sentinels. To round out this system, we have a supercritical planet. This has kind of a yellowish orange and red palette. This one also has high sentinels though. You can score some cobalt here though if you want to do that. Alright, as we move up to the space station here, let's talk about these ships. I stood next to my long nose that's in the back, reloaded and let these ships come in. So this is our first wave. We'll show some better pictures of those in just a second here. But in any system, you're going to have 21 different configurations of ships. That's things like the colors as we see on that Halo Wing fighter, and the wings and the cockpit, the different configurations like that. You're going to have 21 different configurations. So since we're in a Viking economy, we're going to have 7 different fighters. Now, I'll put up some screenshots of these as we go. There was a dark gray gull wing that I really liked here. It's a dark gray with some aqua on it, as well as a kind of snow speeder front end on that one. That one's really cool. I know a lot of people like that dark gray. Then we have a few green fighters. One of them, that Halo we just saw come in on the first wave. And there's a couple of others that look pretty good too. And then to kind of round out the fighters was a red, white, and blue bottlenose that looked pretty good. Let's move on to the 3 haulers that are going to be available in this system. So there's a blue and red kind of E-wing one. There's also a kind of uniquely colored sort of pale yellow and pastel green that I kind of liked. And then that fan wing hauler that we saw just a minute ago in that kind of red and pale green. Now for our explorers, we're going to have 3 explorers in this system, and then we're going to have 7 shuttles and 1 exotic. Now I was able to find the exotic for this one. It's a yellow clamtail, so it's got a clamtail on the back that closes and opens. Then when you take off, I'll show you a few kind of action shots of that. It's pretty cool. It has the side boosters and then the gold filigree as opposed to the silver kind of filigree on the side of it. So this one's nice and compact. I like this kind of guppy style exotic here. Let's transition now over to the S-Class upgrades available in this system. These upgrades are available over here at these vendors as you come in on the left. These were gathered on PC, so your results may vary a little bit here, but it should be pretty close. I'll put them up on screen. We have a few pretty good ones for the exosuit. We've got 4 total there. So for the multi-tool, we have a B-Class cabinet. It's a 9-slot, pretty small gray rifle. I'll put up a quick shot of that. And then we have scatter blaster, bolt caster, and geology cannon available. Notable things for sale up here is some dihydrogen jelly. You can buy a whole bunch of that up here and then refine that back down to dihydrogen. Wow, look at this thing. We didn't talk about any of the explorers here, but it's kind of a pinkish red and blue asymmetrical explorer here. Not really my cup of tea, as they say, but a pretty interesting one here. Let's head down to the planet now and give this one a vibe score. See you down there. Now it's time to give this planet a vibe score. The vibe score I give is very subjective, but takes into account a wide variety of factors on how it makes me feel just to hang out and vibe for a while. This one is really pretty. This dark blue grass into kind of light blue grass is one of my favorites. These purples and aquas in the colors, and of course our awesome glow palms or glow pinwheel, whatever you want to call them. They're awesome too. We got our little sock puppets jumping around. You know, this one's really nice. We do have some of the gray rock that's not as nice to build on, but overall this one's really pretty. Our awesome blue sky, plenty to look at night, of course, with our glow palms and those awesome big winged flyers there as we see them across the way there. This one really is nice. We're going to give this one a 7 out of 10. With that, I'd like to thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe to catch that vibe. Special thanks also goes out to my supporters over on buymeacoffee.com. Their support helps me do these every week as we journey towards the center of Euclid, checking out all these great paradise planets. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!